Alright guys, Rick here with Departure Heaven. I did a whole video on this just a little bit ago. Couldn't save any of it. I had to start this whole video over again. And it was a good one too. So I'm not too happy right now. Today's date is the 7th of June, 2024. Okay. The permanent combat formation off there in a permanent combat formation off the coast of the USA, Russian ships and state-of-the-art submarine Yasmin M with supersonic Zircon, Calibre, and Onyx. Great aeronautical mobilization. Strange announcement by Cuba. Folks, you're going to be shocked what I'm about to tell you here. There's one right there that's already on its way. Check this out, folks. Russian warships and at least one nuclear powered submarine, along with strategic bombers, are being deployed off the U.S. coast, according to U.S. officials. The Russian warships will head to Cuba. Doesn't that sound familiar, folks? Did somebody say Cuban Missile Crisis back in the 80s? Wow, folks. It looks like this is already igniting again. And Venezuela and other exercises are completed. I'm sorry, and after the exercises are completed, they will remain in the region until the end of the summer to conduct new exercises in the fall. It is noted that Moscow did not warn Russia about these exercises, and this military deployment seems to have permanent bases. I wonder why, folks. The U.S. Navy is trying to determine whether Russian warships and submarines are carrying nuclear missiles or carrying special cargo for Cuba and Venezuela. The Russia moves fleet and air force for military exercises due to the growing U.S. support for Kyiv. Russia shows that it is still capable of a certain level of global power projection, says American sources. This is the voyage, folks. Look at this. Look at it. It's Russians.
Смирно, равнее на середину. Товарищ командир дивизии, экипаж фрегата, адмирал флота Советского Союза Горшков, на торжественный митинг, посвященный началу боевой службы, построен.
Отработал элементы мероприятий боевой подготовки, соответственно, обучил экипаж, восстановил его навыки кого-то, кто-то свои навыки только продолжал совершенствовать при проведении боевой подготовки. Сейчас, соответственно, проходил митинг торжественный, посвященный убытию корабля на выполнение задач в дальней морской зоне.
This is so serious, folks. I mean, they're here. Russian writing all over the back of the vest. I mean, that is Russian people, Russian ships. Their Russian military is headed to our backyard. I mean, look at that. You can't make this stuff up, folks. And they're smiling like it's no big deal. Are you kidding me, folks? Let's read on. Cuba confirms and clarifies that there is no nuclear. Let me make sure this thing is recording still. Okay, has it stopped? A group of Russian ships, according to nuclear power multi-role, including, a nuclear power multi-role submarine will soon arrive in Cuba. They're on their way, folks. It's going to take a little time. Ships don't do no 600 miles per hour like planes do. This is stated at the statement released by the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Cuba. According to the announcement, the naval group, the Northern Fleet of the Atlantic is headed for Cuba. Okay, folks, this has happened before back in the 80s when Russian had their missiles stationed back on the part of Cuba, which was made the Cuban Missile Crisis. If you've seen the movie The Day After, folks, that was all about that. I believe it was, unless it was it was about they just referred to it was the Cuban Missile Crisis over again. But this, folks, is the human missile crisis on steroids 2.0, folks. We are at war, folks. The group of ships, a Russian Navy consisting 4 vessels, okay? The port of Havana, folks. You know where Havana is, folks? It's right there on the tip of South America. To give you an idea how close that is, let me type in Havana and give you a map of what it looks like and where they're going to be at. Okay? Here's Havana right here, folks. Okay? It's right here. I zoom out. It's in Cuba. Right here in Cuba. Off the Bahamas. And look where it's at. It's right in our backyard. And I am very close to this area here, folks. I can literally take a jet ski and probably see all this stuff from a binocular point of view. And they can just bomb us right here, folks, if they want to. Right from here. Easy peasy shot. Nuclear subs all around Florida probably. Wouldn't surprise me, folks. Now you know where Havana is, folks. Let me get back to what we were just saying here. Stop sharing. View tab. Okay. Okay, I hope this is working. An official visit will be made in a group of ships. Havana, okay, the port of Havana will be made by a group of ships, Russian Navy, consisting of 4 vessels, folks. This is visit related to a historic friendly relation between Russia and Cuba, strictly adheres to international norms. Cuba Defense Ministry said that, adding that there will be no nuclear weapons on the Russian ships. Oh, yeah, right. How are we supposed to know that, folks? Are the Russians telling the truth? Yeah, look at this. Are the Russians telling the truth? Why is there no official announcement from Moscow then? You see, folks, this is a buildup. This is coming as no surprise to me, folks, that the Russians would sneak up like this on us for possible sneak attack on the United States. This is what I'm beginning to make out of this. Okay? Could this be that this is their way of sneaking around and surrounding themselves, positioning themselves? Is it just, and look at this, is there just 3 these ships, or are there other Russian submarines in the area? You remember a long time ago I learned that we had a Russian submarine off the back of the United States, undetected, was sitting there for 2 weeks. I don't know if anybody can pull that up and Google it. So right now, folks, this is what, there could be 6 of them just waiting to give the order to nuke us. And, you know, folks, why all the way over here? Why Cuba? Why are they all the way over here in Cuba and Havana? Because they want to get close to us so they can have a way to hit us really close. So they say, hey, Cuba won't mind us coming. They're not just going to show up all over the place, folks. They need an excuse. So say, well, Cuba will back us up. That's right there by Florida. It's right under the United States. And they'll use Cuba as an excuse to do an attack on the United States. They said, well, we got it. Okay, come on down. And, you know, friendly buddy thing. Folks, I'm just saying this could be. I'm not saying it's going to happen this way. It's just my thoughts. It's just a feeling I have. Okay? Lasting several months. Look at that. These will be the first simultaneous air and naval exercise Russia has conducted in the Caribbean since 2019. The U.S. interprets this as a response to U.S. support for Ukraine and intensifies the U.S. exercises with NATO allies. So basically, they say if we're doing it, they could do it too. More video, folks. There's video of them on their way to Cuba right now and Havana.
Количество и форма облаков 6 баллов, слоисто-кучевые. Нижняя граница 800 метров.
Ей-25, курс корабля 236 градусов, контрольное весеннее, взлет правый борт разрешил.
Yeah, I'll tell you if this doesn't look sketchy. See the Z on the side right there? Tell me if this doesn't look sketchy, folks. Look the Russian writing?
Огня. Действия личного состава боевых расчетов, как и в целом экипажа, я оцениваю
Russia
на
is a
оценку
war
отлично.
machine,
Все
folks.
действия
They're all
выполнены
about
в
war.
точности по
They're
всем
pumping out
инструкциям.
war stuff.
Личный состав отработал все свои правильно.
Man, I hit the wrong button. Russia is a war machine, folks. They're a war machine. They're pumping out weapons 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. Okay? They're not playing around, folks. They're not bluffing. They're getting ready to test. They're considering testing out a hydrogen bomb, folks, near the border of, I think, Ukraine area, to show that they are capable of using nuclear weapons, or to show that they're not playing around. Okay, guys, you know, this shouldn't strike you as alarming. I don't know what will, folks, but these guys are not playing around. They're coming here near our border of our U.S. Yasen-class submarines. Those things could hold warheads, folks. And they're coming here near our United States. In Havana, the visit to Havana next week will be the first overseas port visit of Yemen of M-class submarines. More than one, folks. There's going to be more than one. They ain't telling us the truth. See this? Russia is increasingly deploying Yemen submarines, plural, folks, more than one, in the region. The risk absolutely increases. You know, they're just testing us. They're seeing what we're going to do. The U.S. has been looking for it for weeks. For the first time in Russian history, the Russian naval can threaten a European coast of overseas continental U.S. extremely high precision weapons. U.S. Civil Defense News update: Russian fleet of warships headed to Havana. That's right there at Cuba. It's real close to Florida, folks. War games will be going on down there. And if a missile gets launched by accident and it hits inside of Florida, I'm going to know about it, folks. I'm going to wake up and probably hear it. Look at that. They're on their way, folks. Those are pictures right there coming in. Russian flags. Again, don't get more obvious than this. Folks, get your life right with Jesus Christ, okay? Stop messing around with your eternity, folks. We're one pen drop away from eternity before the rapture comes, or one breath away, folks, before the rapture comes. Then one breath away from the horn being blown in heaven to call us home. If this doesn't alarm you, folks, or look suspicious, I don't know what will. I don't know what does, folks. Okay? This is serious, folks. This is nothing to play around with. We are at war with Russia right now. We are at war. World War III it's not coming. It's already started. It's getting ready to go nuclear, folks. They're positioning themselves around the United States. They're basically coming, folks, and they're all coming to position themselves. Forget about the drills. Oh, yeah, they may do drills to practice in case when our ships come out there to challenge them. Well, what is Biden and all them doing? Are they coming out there with their ships and say, you guys, what are you doing, man? You're really close to our country space. So let us watch this very closely, folks, okay? I didn't want to make a super long video out of this, but, there it is, folks. They're coming, okay? And, if I click here, there's other news going on as we speak. Milestone decision beat Putin to hit, look at this, hit U.S. bases and NATO targets around the world. Russia's passive attitude is over. This is real, folks. This is nothing to play around. For 3.5 hours, President Russia beat Putin informed international media correspondents about Moscow's change of attitude towards USA and NATO. Right now, we're considered an enemy, folks. That's what I've been hearing on social media, okay? Guys, get your life right with Jesus Christ. He's getting ready to come back. Give your life to Jesus now, folks. Also, smash the like button if you like this video. It helps this video climb the YouTube algorithm. Get this video out there. Share it everywhere. Also, hit subscribe. It's free to do, folks. Okay? Now, I'm going to edit these two videos together. I didn't want to do that because I smashed the wrong tab again. Luckily, I didn't lose any recordings. All right, guys. I love you. Keep your eyes to the sky. He can come at any moment.